This is Mongoose Jake here. For today I have for you the Stage 2 upgrades on my Tyax Elite. Now these upgrades are mostly weight saving and ergonomic and will feature Originate componentry. As you see here, you have the Originate Pro Torque R bar. This is one of their nicer alloy bars. I believe it would be considered their top of the line without going to carbon. And you can see it has a oversized clamp. This is the 31.8mm clamp. Extra stiffness there, and as you can see, you have a bulge in the riser area. Now this is an oddball. It's not just simply a oversized section. It is a bulge from the top to bottom, but as you can see, it's narrow from the front to back. It gives it extra resistance to flex as you're pulling on the bars or under impacts, but without a weight penalty, because these bars have a total weight of 245 grams, so very light. This is equal or better to the Easton's EA70 series and EA50 series, which is what I used to use all the time on every bike. Now I'm switching to Originate, just for the fact of this was a $30 bar and competes with $60 aluminum bars. Holding that bar, you see Originate's Ultimate stem. Now this is their best alloy stem, and I have it in a 90mm length, and of course the 31.8mm clamp to match the bar. Very stiff. It's got a box section profile, flat on the top, sides, and bottom, and actually overall it would have to be called an octagon because it has flat sections all the way around to resist flex. And while it's a little bit overbuilt, again, it's a pretty lightweight piece, so it is strong, light, and again, it's actually a $25 stem at my local shop, so reasonably priced as well. To pair up with that, I have the Originate ProFit Ultralight post. This post is very neat in its clamp design. It is an nice oversized clamp from front to back. If I can get that up there and get it to focus. It uses a 2-bolt adjustment and also has a bolt for pinching onto the seat post or the seat rails. And this seat post itself is very light. I would actually compare it to, again, the EA70, and very stiff clamp, no creaking, no slipping, easy to adjust, and very easy to micro adjust. None of those little notches that prevent you from getting your seat exactly where you want it. On some posts you'll notice the notches are fairly big, and you can end up getting to where you want it to sit right in between where there's notches, but instead you end up having to compromise. On this post, not the case. You can micro adjust it. There are no indexes, so just wherever you want it to be, you can put it. To go along with these upgrades, you'd seen it earlier when I was showing you this stem, but I have some carbon headset spacers from Purely Custom. These are, of course, as you can see, red, which is an awesome thing that Purely Custom can do for you. They can give you some nice premium componentry, and they can, color coordinate it to whatever you have on your bike already, and a carbon top cap as well. And below these headset spacers you'll see a new headset, the stock Mongoose headset that comes with it. It's off-branded, so I really don't know what it is, but it came with that off-branded headset had a plastic top cap that also was the spacers. Do not like that. It creaked, it slipped, you couldn't get your fork properly adjusted to get all the play out. So I wanted to switch headsets right away. I had this is a Cane Creek that is just a cheaper model, but it was better than what was on there. Had it sitting in my parts bin, so I figured I'd use it. Do want to eventually put on a Originate headset, because they have some very nice cartridge bearing headsets that, again, lightweight and reasonably priced. My favorite pedals, WTB Momentum grease guard pedals. These are about a $45 pedal, depending on where you get them. I get them for a little less than that because I do get a volume discount at my shop that I use. It's not my local bike shop because it's about 40 miles away, but he gives me such great deals and good service, I go there. But these pedals, again, have the grease port, and you can use your grease gun to push in there to, you know, service and maintain, keep them running smooth. Of course, these are brand new, so they run real smooth right now, but as soon as they start to need a little grease, just a pump or two, and it's good to go. These are the upgrades I've made for stage 2. The only thing left stock now will be the fork, these cranks, and that front derailleur. Other than that, everything's been switched so far, and those things will be changed at the end of this riding season. Right now, the bike has dropped from the stock weight of 31 pounds 6 ounces to 29 pounds 12 ounces. So that's getting close to a 2-pound drop, and that's exactly what I was shooting for. I'm going to hope to get this bike in the 27-28 pound range, which is respectable for a trail bike. And I believe that simply the crank, bottom bracket, shift, the front derailleur, and the fork, that's where most of my excess weight is carried right now, because just assuming, I don't know the weights on these parts here because I don't have the weight of the BB, but I'm assuming that it's a pretty heavy little unit. Now, I do know that that fork is in the 5-pound range, so that is where a couple pounds can be saved. And these cranks, I'm not going to complain about the performance of them. They shift cleanly and they're stiff, but again, they are square taper, so for me as an aggressive rider, that's going to end up being their downfall. So far, I've had no issues, but that is going to be stage 3. Will be cranks, BB, front derailleur, and fork. Hopefully that'll get now my 29 pound 12 ounce bike down a couple more pounds. Till then, if you have any questions, comments on any of the Originate components, leave them in the section below. And this is Mongoose Jake. Keep tuned for stage 3.